I am an artist, amongst other things, and I am going around where I can find a lot of people in a crowd, and there's a microphone and you can all hear me. And I come and I tell a story because I can't really sing. I wish I could sing, and it would be so much easier. So, this is going to be part 2 of my story. So if you want to know the rest, you have to go on the interweb to see part 1, and then you understand part 2. But these people fell in love, and I don't say it's the alcohol that made them fall in love, but it helped a little bit, because you can't really see how people really look. You just, go with the feeling, because you're living in the now and you're drinking alcohol. And everybody loves alcohol. Or most people in Iceland, at least. And then, of course, because you're in love, they have sexual intercourses. And they like to show their love in action, so they fuck. And sometimes he can't control it and see, and him having no protection, so he comes inside of her. And then we have crazy sperms swimming around, and the result was a little girl. And the whole storytelling is actually about this little girl. And the mother was very tiny. She had to shop her clothes in a children's department in the store because she was so small. And she had a big belly and this human inside of her feeding off of her. It was the didn't want to come out. She just did not want to come out. She tried everything to stay inside of this woman, and all the doctors would surround the woman to try to get the little baby girl out, and they had this thing to suck her out. Really, she just popped out of the woman, and she had the shape have you seen the movie Coneheads? She had that shape on her head when she was born, and one of her arms was not working because they thought she was tired. What do you call it? When you can't move. She was that, but she wasn't. It was just she went so quickly out of the woman that she went on the side and her shoulder went out of place. Isn't that horrible? But they just put it back, and now she's okay. And now she can move her arm up and down and everywhere. Because, I don't know why. It just works like that, and you can move it everywhere. But this girl, she was always eating a lot, drinking the breast milk, all the time. And she got really, really fat. And she would never crawl like other little babies. She just sat there and came faster and faster and faster, never stood up. For instance, if she was playing with something and then she would drop it and it would roll out of her reach, she would just give up. She would just stop playing with the toy because it was too far and she was too fat to move. Poor girl. And then one day she was like, fuck this shit. And she just went to a table and stood up and started walking. That's the way this girl is. She's amazing. And she was also, when she got really frustrated and wanted something so bad, she would scream until she couldn't breathe, and then she was blue in the face because she wanted something so bad. But the man, he kind of missed out on everything. He wasn't when the baby girl came out of the vagina, and he wasn't there when she was trying to walk, or when she started walking, because he was a fisherman. Like I told you in part 1, he was always working. But to make and they wanted to move away. So they were trying to find another place to live in Iceland. And there were 2 towns to choose from. And one town had
no pavements, and the other town had pavements. So they decided to move to the town with pavements because it was more modern to have pavements, not to walk on mud all day. So they moved over there. And I'm going to tell you all about that in part
3. So I want to really thank you for sitting here and listening to me tell this story.